Right, yeah, right there. Nope, to the right, down, to the right. Yep, hippo. And look who's running away.
No, they're running away from the two alligators.
No, they're not.
Is
The
that what
asshole.
is that what you're talking about right now? What's up, everybody? This is the seventh Beanstalk podcast. Welcome back. Welcome in, pile in. Everybody, come on and get a seat. Today, I am joined once again by Joe Cole. Say hello, Joe Cole.
Hey yo, what is up, guys? How is everyone doing?
He went and got some recon at a. I'm sure it was stinky. I'm sure. On a scale of 1 to 10, how smelly was the Arnold, Joe?
Honestly, not as bad as you'd probably think.
Not what?
But
Can you answer
I
the
mean,
question?
everyone's like on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't
Yeah.
know, like a
Now,
4.
yeah, he's a lie. He's a lie. He's a
Because
lie.
I mean, you'll get a few people here and there, but it's not like it's terrible. I
I'm
mean,
sure the air
a lot
quality
of
in that
fitness
place.
people are literally like some of the cleanest people you'll meet.
And
It's not like you're just working out the whole time. Like it's not just a big sweaty gym. I mean, it's a whole experience. It's not something you can explain. It's something you have to live.
he said it activated all of his senses at the same time: taste,
Well,
touch,
yeah,
smell,
when you're on
uh,
a full gram of
sight.
caffeine, because that's all they give out.
Oh, they don't have any water there. It's just
I
like Sweets
mean,
and Geeks.
yeah, not really. I mean, there is water. There was
Like
water
Sweets
at
and
Sweets
Geeks.
and Geeks.
No, dude, Liquid Death is not fucking water. Okay, here we go. All right, and so today on the Beanstalk, all right, because it's not all about sweaty funk in the air. Right, sometimes that is on the agenda, but today it's not. We are going to be talking about a bunch of video games. We're going to be talking about hella video games and announcements. It's been a little bit since the last Beans talk, so I wanted to kind of recap on a bunch of topics and then set us up for the next Beans talk. We're going to be talking about Joe. One got some, like I said, at the Arnold, he got some recon for the hippo versus gorilla fight slash comic question. So we got some details. It's gonna be a good time. And then we're gonna go into our top 15, and the top 15 is going to be cartoons from our childhood cartoons.
Yeah,
Guess you could say the same thing,
cartoons. Yeah,
just cartoons.
cartoons in general. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could still put a cartoon in that you watched today.
I mean, now because when I say cartoons from childhood, like you can't put Family Guy in here. Like that's not
Well,
childhood cartoon. That's
yeah.
your mom dad is gonna let you watch Family Guy when you're a kid, right? So it's like I'm talking like childhood cartoons, all right? So if you like the podcast, you know what I'm saying. Like, share with a friend. We're on a road to consistency in 2025. I did just come back from Dallas. I went on a business trip and it's a really cool experience. I was there probably like 12 years ago, and go back and just see the sights and kind of hang out and learn a bunch of stuff. It was pretty cool. But we're back for the Beans talk, and we're gonna kick it off just with. I really wanted to. I guess we can kind of bridge into that multiverses really quick because that's probably the oldest news. I I played a lot of multiverses, and I'm sure by now, like I said, everybody's gonna know that this is already happening. But Multiverse got announced that it was shutting down as soon as they were dropping Aquaman, and I thought that was pretty funny because not really a big fan of Aquaman. I know Joe is, and he likes pretty much anything fish smells. Again, that's how we kind of came into this.
Uh-huh.
Must and for some reason Namor has his wings on his fucking feet that he can fly. Don't whatever, dude. Agree to disagree. Some people love that superhero, if you could even call him that, right? King of the
Hmm.
fish. But Multiverse is going to be ending May 30th, and I just think it's pretty crazy because it wasn't a like it was in a beta status for the longest amount of time, and then it was uh season pass kind of formula with it too, which was pretty weird. And then they took it off, right? I think they got into some personally. I think they got into some legal disputes with because I'm pretty sure they were supposed to have Gandalf when the game first got announced. I think most people were excited for Finn and like a handful of the characters on launch, but then Agent Smith kind of was a flop. They never put, matter of fact, let's think about this. They never put Neo from the Matrix in. They just put Agent Smith.
Yeah.
And you've never, no, don't say yeah. You've never seen the Matrix, right? You're kind of
Oh,
upset that I even
I
brought
know
that
they
topic
didn't.
up.
I know they didn't put him in.
So why the hell did they
Never
even put
Neo's.
Agent Smith in, right? That actually makes me angry. Look, what is he? He's shooting Bugs Bunny in the dick?
Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Oh my
It's in the
god, dude!
tail.
No, like, whoa, whoa! I did get the Roddy Rough Boys because Powerpuff Girls was really fun. It reminded me of like Beautiful Joe and Kirby, like, and one character, and so I really, really like that kind of design, but not enough to like really, dude, like really like. It's I don't know. It's a weird like they really had the opportunity to like Warner Brothers owns everything cartoon wise, like almost everything. You have Cartoon Network that falls under there, right? You have fucking. I would argue that that might be Adult Swim, unless again I'm not 100% certain that might not be the case, but like dude, you could even though they had Rick and Morty, didn't they? So that was Adult Swim,
Um.
right?
No, Rick and Morty was Cartoon Network still.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Cartoon Network's up till like it was like up to oh, it's gone now, but it was up to like 8 or 9 o'clock, and then 9, 10 o'clock comes. It's Adult Swim, like what Adult Swim is, and it's a late night on the same platform, but it's owned by WB. And that's what I'm saying. Rick and Morty was on Adult Swim. And so that dude, you have all that put Robot Chicken in. And then just just like have him in a weird like animation or something like dude, like you could do so much I don't know.
Yeah, it would
They're
have
not
helped.
paying me. They're not paying me to think. They just wanted my pockets, and that's one of the things that I'm not really. Live service games. It says it right here, proven to be a risky business, because you're really just you're banking on people spending money, spending their weekly paycheck on a video game, and for me, the only really game that I did that to a fault was Overwatch, right? I look back on the amount of money that I spent on Overwatch, yeah.
I don't
If
even
I could get it
know.
back, I would probably if you told me like I had to fight somebody to get my all my money from Overwatch back, I would probably fight. I'd probably have to do it. But on the topic of how dead Overwatch is now, we're gonna go into a good game, okay? Uh,
Ah,
and that good game is Marvel Rivals. They did just announce their 1.5 patch. Some people got nerfed, some people got buffed. I think they didn't buff Johnny, um, but I played him since the announcement. I think the announcement came, yeah, February 21st. So again, we're a little bit behind. I have him Lord, Lord Torch. You know what I'm saying? We're up to GM2. I think I actually GM now. But I think he's really good. Some people don't like his mechanics, but in my opinion, if you use him well, he's really really good. And I was able to get my highest rank with him too, so it's pretty cool. But I think we just play this. We'll play this trailer. So when he throws, when he throws, I'm gonna give you a Human Torch breakdown. When he throws these little fireballs right here, okay, this does AOE damage, and so on launch, it wasn't as damaging. You basically had to like walk over it to take damage and did a little bit of chip damage. After that patch, now basically if you throw that into like a group of people, it does a lot of chip damage. But when he dives into it, it does exploding damage. That's been the same the entire time. It also boops, like how that shows. So I boop somebody like that too. The coolest thing is this thing right here, because I'm all about cool mechanics in games. Like I don't like to do the same repetition. He can make a field, is what I think it's called, a flame field. And inside of here, everybody who's in here takes chip damage. And if you walk over the abridged fire, you take a chunk of damage, right? So For crowd control, like let's say they're trying to hold down the point or hide in the corner over here, you can just throw a fire over here. I usually do triangles and not squares. The squares it takes a lot of time, and triangles you can just throw like three wide, and it does almost the same effect in my opinion. Little like Zelda, you know what I'm saying? A little Zelda Hyrule Pyramid. But I go boom, 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 and in my opinion, if you do them thin enough, you can have them walk over two of these, right? If you do it at the right angle. So that does a lot of damage there. And usually they're just wavering back and forth. They're not actually like going across the entire point. So they're gonna be taking chip damage in that little triangle and walking over the two lines. It's pretty lethal, man. You can do a lot of, and then if I dive, like if this, I think you might do it, but if he dives into this right here, he could double kill these people right there. It's sick. I really I really really do like this character. Um and then I guess the last thing, the supernova, right? So he has a team up with Storm, and this huge like fire tornado basically comes out, and it's super super cool. And there's a little like bar of duration that allows you to see when his storm thing is gonna like go out. But this right here is sick because I didn't know when you do that, the supernova, and you ignite, that does AoE damage. So what I like to do, and I call it the shooting star technique, patented. Shooting star technique, patented. Okay. So you throw the fireball on the ground, you dive into the fireball so it explodes, right? You do the supernova, boom. So then it's another explosion, and then you just chuck fire tornadoes at him. It's almost a guaranteed death every single time, and I usually get a triple kill with the shooting star technique. I love it, and I have a ball when I'm playing him. So much so, real quick, and I hate beast news. Okay, these shoes came out around the time that that character was coming out. Let's check the specifics. The 23rd, right? I'm right. So like right behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, right behind. And I said, "Isn't that coincidental?" I said, I might have to pick these up. They sold out immediately. They were like flipping for 180, but I think it'd still be around that same cost. Size down though, save a couple bucks maybe. I feel like true to size is probably the way to play the Air Maxes. Um, Unless you like a tight fit. And then I have had a pair of Air Maxes before, but so something that I was kind of curious on. This looks like it's a texture to this, but it's actually just leather. That's just the pattern on the top of the leather. The only thing that has a texture is this swoosh. Like if you like felt it, Joe, it would just be smooth. Yeah, so I'm like black leather, little orange accent. I'm like I can fit that into some fits. Kind of the fit what I'm wearing right now. Like look at that picture. Use your mind's eye. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. Um, we'll talk about the hype land AOT on the next one. We'll go straight into the other thing that got announced. No pun intended. Was the thing. Um,
The other thing.
you know, just came to me. I don't know. Um, but the thing, he's a tank, vanguard, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
He's a tank.
I mean, yeah, like they don't want to just outright copy Overwatch, but he's a tank, right? Whatever. But I'm probably gonna pick up his one costume that he has, trench coat. But I haven't played the thing. I haven't played the thing like at all. I honestly, between you and me, play the thing if I'm gonna throw, and maybe I don't want to play Widow, just for practice purposes. But he does look like somebody I would play because he has a jump right there that you can get out of trouble. So you could just like run back. It's kind of like how Mr. Fantastic
really
is.
Fun to play, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
do that jump. Well, if you do so the jump he just did, and then you sprint into the back line, you can get a lot of the healers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you
Boom.
up, and then you use your extra punch.
Boom.
And then just like that, yeah, you get all the DPS, all the kind of squishies.
So it looks like if you run into them, they get stunned.
Kind of, yeah. So they get like hit up in the air, not necessarily like a stun. You know how Penny Parker's ult when you hit them with the spider thing, they jump up in the air.
That's such a weird angle that they chose to do right there.
It's also kind of hard to control too while you're.
No, yeah, that's true. I've done that. Yeah, it's like inverted controls, like
Yeah.
left is right, right is left kind of shit. It feels, or it's like hypersensitive. But yeah, how do you feel about Marvel Rivals, Joe?
I love it. Been grinding it out. Finally, out of gold, thankfully. Trying to get on your level here soon. I just don't play as much. So
Yes, he does, guys.
no, I don't. If we
No.
compare hours played to each other, it's not.
But you're wasting time on anime, and you're wasting time on NCAA and like Fortnite,
NCAA is
right?
fun.
You're wasting and you could be GM2 guys, GM2 Johnny. Maybe I'll take a screenshot. Maybe I'll take a screenshot. We can cut over that right real quick. Hold on. Hey,
Yeah.
hold on.
I'm plat too. This guy really
Don't let the flame die out!
Hold on. Just real quick. Just gotta pepper it in there. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show the
Just insert a screenshot. My
show the
goodness,
people.
guy.
Okay, so I think that'll go into really quick. We're just gonna talk about some new games coming out. And I didn't play this, so to be fair, this we'll just briefly talk about because this is just like not personal feedback, but just I think awareness again is always cool. So, Elden Ring Night Rain, it's basically like Fortnite Elden Ring. I platinum Elden Ring. I was thinking about it the other day. I platinum that game. I beat the shit out of that game. Okay, like there was nothing left. I killed it, and I beat it so there's nothing left to a pulp, right? There's no reason for me to go back and play that game ever again because I beat the DLC, right? Like it's done, platinumed. Like you could play, I guess, like I could invade people and grieve people. What do I look like, right? What do I look like, Joe?
Someone who would do that.
Do I look like Joe? He's like, hey, I'm just getting on Elden Ring to go grieve. It's fun. That's what.
Dude, that
No, I'm not
artwork,
doing
though,
that.
That artwork is sick. Yeah, that's sick.
So
I've never played Elden Ring, so it looks really cool.
I mean, the concept is cool. We should play Dark Souls 3 and go back and play Dark Souls. Because still, again, and that's my argument. Okay, granted I didn't platinum Dark Souls 3, which if I platinum Dark Souls 3, I probably would never want. It'd probably be the same boat, right? But Dark Souls 3, in my opinion, was just so. It was so good. The loading times really sucked, but on the pro it might be better. Who knows? But I heard decent things about this. I heard stuff that they need to like add things on because it's like a little bit choppy. There's not like the concept's there, but it's not perfected yet. So I'm curious about the feedback. I'll probably wait. It's gonna be $40. I heard. I'm probably gonna wait to see what the reviews are. That'll go into the Lies of P DLC or the expansion that got announced. Lies of P was great. In a time where I didn't really there wasn't a whole bunch of games to play at that time on the PS5. Like and then there was a huge boom. There was like Silent Hill and fucking Black Myth Wukong and like Sparking's there. Now there's a bunch of games that you can play. Boulder's Gate, right? Lies of P came out 2023? Yeah, so a couple years ago, and it really was like it's like Bloodborne, but an off Souls kind of game. I don't know, but it was really really good, and I beat it. A couple people I work with, my boss likes this game, like talks about it a lot. I don't really know how I'm gonna feel about the this look of this game. I'll probably play it. It'll probably be like $20 for the expansion. But I don't know how this fits into the overarching story, realistically. Right? That's probably the whole point, right? That's why, like, what the trailer is. But Joe, you probably don't know. Do you know anything about Lies of P?
No, I was gonna say. So for those of us who don't know Lies of P or played it or maybe even not heard of it, what really is the basis around it?
It's like Pinocchio, but it's like a Dark Souls Pinocchio, like Elden Ring Pinocchio. But it's like a dark take on Pinocchio. Like in this one, Geppetto is actually like using souls to bring his son back to life instead of a puppet that comes to life. You know, it's kind of it's a take on it. And then you know, you have all like the damn. This is looking crazy. Maybe I didn't see it. This shit's looking nuts. Oh, 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 oh.
It's like
Hold on.
Flash.
Whoa, maybe I didn't notice that. Hold on a second. And the artwork's pretty lit.
Oh, it comes out this summer.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit of ways, but and then that'll go into Killing Floor. So I don't know if Joe had looked at this game at all,
Yeah, I've looked at it sparingly here and there when
but
we talk about it. But
this game is the one I'm gonna be getting. I already pre-ordered this. It's a horde-based, like hyper graphic co-op team game. I have a couple other people that are gonna get it too, and this is gonna be a game that we can just sit down and like try to see how far. And then usually the community support for these games is fantastic too, right? So like we're talking, you get the game, and then for at least 2 to 3 years, the developers are gonna support it, right? So it's a good investment, in my opinion, when it comes to video games, because I hate games that, yeah, I like it. So look, you get the whatever the fuck his name's power in this apparently.
I was gonna say that looks like Yondu's
That's
whistle.
that's what it is. He's like the reviewer is like, you just get that as like an ult basically, and it just like destroys. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And then the graphics are nuts. Um, what's really cool about video games is like you have your launch base roster, and then over the course of time you can keep adding more assets. So like there's hella enemy types in this, but then come the end of its life cycle, they could add like 4 or 5 more to add into the hordes, and there's missions and customized weapons in this one. Apparently, that's another big thing, that you can get like mods and stuff, and then fully mod your weapon. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it comes out on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and it's one of those games where people are gonna sit down and be like, "Oh man, it's kind of there's some jank to it." Like there's this part too where he's like shooting people with ice, and then it's all like procedurally generated like ice physics. Fucking sick. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in there like swimmer. And then this recording's not even doing it justice, because this is only 1080p. It's gonna be in like 4K. It'd be 4K 60 at least. It's gonna be lit. So that's coming out next as well.
Oh.
Joe and I have been playing Dead Island for a couple weeks now, and I think we're gonna finally be able to go back in and stream the finale for it, and then we'll probably I'll edit and put it up on for people to watch. But how you been feeling about Dead Island as a whole, Joe? Dead Island 2.
Aw, dude, it's so fun. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I have, even though you're using a clone of my character. Um, dude, I haven't had this much fun playing a zombie game since probably Black Ops 3.
Oh yeah, I
Every
think the
other
graphics are
zombies
nuts.
game has just been boring. Oh yeah, the amount of times I've said how insane the graphics are, or any of the stuff we do. Granted, the house DLC was not very much worth it.
Oh yeah, like, I'll pause.
you said.
Hey, that house DLC was fucking ass. Let's not get into that. Frankly, that's a whole point off of the game. Is the house DLC? I'm telling you, it's garbage. It's trash.
I mean, there were cool aspects and an idea to it, but it was also just weirdly freaky and unnecessary. It felt like a kink show almost.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
But Sola's been fun from
Yeah.
what we got to play.
Yeah.
Except for the one girl underground that won't stop groaning and complaining and yelling at us.
Grace? No, Grace moaning is fine. Grace is fine.
No.
She's sick. Sometimes she's sick.
I'll kick her in the chest.
No. Joe's trying to kick women. Joe's trying to kick women in the chest. It's crazy.
Danny's a woman, so it's okay.
Danny, again, hey, are you trying to identify my character? And he's the clone trying to identify Danny.
Character.
Let's go into a character, because Joe's not super proficient in characters because he doesn't have this character. Let's go into Ultra Sal. Okay, because you know what time it is. It's la 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 Legends time. Time for Legends. Hey, because around here, around these parts, we love Dragon Ball Legends. I can't get enough of it. I was lucky enough to get on a couple rotations. I guess first we'll talk about this because Goku last Beanstalk, we didn't even talk about this Goku unit, which is okay and decent, right? He's got an AoE green that explodes. Kind of mid, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I pulled him. I think he's either a 6 to 7 star for me, which is cool,
His
right?
art's really cool though.
His art's decent, yeah. And I do like his AoE, like how he like the fist into the explosion. Cool. Perfect Ultra Cell, right? Cell, Ultra Perfect Cell. Ultra Cell Perfect. However you want to say it, however, wherever you come from, okay? Uh, Absorption, Regen, Future, Powerful Opponent, Cell Saga. Finally, I have a counter to the Armor Blast, right? He has a gauge that's kind of like the Zamasu gauge that it kind of rotates, but he's just cracked. And then he has the where you keep tapping, kind of like how a lot of the Ultra units have, and then it just does bonus damage. He's awesome. I'm a big fan of this character in general, and his artwork's really cool, and his kit's really cool. So he's on the squad. I usually use Beast, him, and Broly Ultras now. I'm just an all Ultra team. That's it. There's no need to talk about it anymore, right? I call it Rory Glock. That's what that team is called because I just got 2 guns. You know, I got a Glock in my Rari. A little bit bridging more Dragon Ball.
This is what's important.
More Dragon Ball. In the weeks since, damn, this is a sick ass fucking art. They have announced and canonized Super Saiyan 4 Goku in Daima. Very, very cool. The whole scene in Daima was sick.
I still have yet to even see the actual scene of when he goes. Just because I'm waiting for it to come out, like the way I watch it.
Boom. This is you talking about backgrounds. This is my background. Now we'll just watch this whole thing. We're just gonna watch this whole thing because this is the Beanstalk and this is why we're here. Okay, this isn't the Joe's talk. This move is what the purple cell AOE is, which is sick, and it's a shout out to Kira Toriyama. I love it. This is also in 4K. This is fantastic. Japanese is better than the English dub, anyways, man. English dub is good and respectable. But you feel like you're there. Look at this. Look at this animation, y'all. I did the first initial time I saw this. I got goosebumps. It was crazy. This move right here, man. And then we'll skip a little bit. Because you see the aura, right? We see the aura. We know Goku. Yep. Yeah, we know. We know Goku. And then boom. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Right here. Do it. That moment right there, always, when they go, Goku, do it! And he goes beyond. Right there. For the love of all that is... That's been my background on my phone. Are you kidding me? Who does that look like, y'all? Doesn't that look like Brolster? They made them one, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. This is all you gotta look at, okay? This is all you gotta look at. Out of context, it's not a huge deal, but this right here, this is why we love Dragon Ball Z right here. This is encapsulated. And Joe, I want to give you a little spoiler. It's not him talking to the bad guy, okay?
The screaming.
No. It's not the screaming. It's more of a you're breaking through your limits. What it is right here. This is a limit break right here. Zenkai. And then lastly, I guess in news for Dragon Ball and maybe just the video games portion, they did wrap up Daima as well. And then I was minding my own business the other day, and then I saw a Kakarot DLC or a Kakarot update,
Update, yeah.
and I said, "What? Kakarot 2020? Kakarot 5 years ago? They're still adding more. Fantastic! Arguably the best Dragon Ball Z game ever made. I would argue that. Uh, it's
That's
either that
really
or
good.
it's either that or Dragon Ball Fighters Z. It's between those two are the best Dragon Ball Z games ever made. Because frankly, from a fan's perspective, not mechanics or even graphics or anything like that, right? But understanding the story and like having all the details from A to B and more, Kakarot's fantastic. It's literally great. Like if I was a little kid, this would be my favorite game probably ever. And if I was a little kid, I wouldn't like Fighter Z. As an adult, I can respect the competitive level of Fighter Z, so I'm like I can understand that argument. But look at this.
Well, this just looks more fun, to be honest,
That's
than
what I'm.
a
Oh, that yeah.
traditional
Oh,
fighter.
100%. It's gonna be more fun. But yeah, I think that means that they're going to write in video game form, put Super Saiyan 4 with the Kakarot mechanics. It's gonna be awesome. And I think it's on pre-order right now. It's like $30, I believe, 29. Matter of fact, I'm about to buy that right now. And then finally, I guess that'll go into the Weekend album. I'm not gonna play any music from the Weekend because obviously I'll get copywritten and then have to redo the video. But this is even I think older news than anything we've discussed. But this is also something that it's in my opinion, music is relative, and if you think that it sounds good, it sounds good. I can't argue that it sounds good unless it's objectively bad, right? But I've been a fan of The Weeknd ever since the trilogy, right? Around 2011, 2012. And he's had some hit and misses throughout the House of Balloons. Oh my goodness. House of Balloons is my favorite project for sure. But this right here, this is probably gonna be my second favorite because there's like 2 or 3 bangers that I've been listening to. The Abyss is a bop. Wake Me Up is also crazy, and Take Me Back to LA. It's been really, really good. There's some other good ones on here too. Timeless, I think, is on here. Yeah. So, um, and I'm not even joking. Wake Me Up reminds me of Thriller, and I'm so yeah, 97% like this album. It's a great album.
Like
Um,
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
yeah, it's crazy the switch up. So
I'll
I
have to
get it.
listen to it. I haven't listened to the album.
If you like, I like depressing music and sad music, and then he does a really good job of making it catchy, and then it pick it up. But like, it's weird. It's weird. Like I feel like the perfect kind of comparison is Thriller, right? Have you ever watched that music video
Yeah.
when
Um,
he's
um,
dancing with the zombies,
yeah.
right? That is what I feel like music should be, in my opinion. Like it should be so catchy that your body just starts to like you just start to like right and whoever made that song is gonna be the person leading the dance. That's how, in my opinion, music should be, right? So I feel and I find that the most catchy music usually is like really depressing, like sad. Like if you think about the lyrics of the song, it's like, and then she left me. Like it's like, and then it's like, it's like it always usually turns into that, right? So it's not that I like maybe like the message of the song, but I just usually gravitate towards those kind of stuff. So I feel like The Weeknd encapsulates like just like coked out depression low. Even in a lot of these songs, he's like the Abyss, for instance. He's jumping off a bridge. He's like, will I hit the ground? Will I feel the impact of the ground? But then it goes into like a crazy like up pace into like heavy synth into some like bass. It's lit. It's lit. And another thing is like I'd love to make music that would kind of be able to just how he not copied but like maybe masked this over or like
Kind of like
compared to the
encapsulates the
Thriller.
feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Like translate that into something I could make. I would love to do that. So, um, yeah, I think from there, guys, it's a big moment right now because it's time for Hippo versus Gorilla. Tommy questions. if you're not familiar with what if you're not familiar with what Kami's questions are, okay, it's a introspective, philosophical portion of the show where we ask some not spiritual questions, but maybe they can reach the spiritual planes of existence, right? Uh, of just hypothetical, generalized stuff that is maybe a little brain pretzel for you to chew on, right? Last week, or not last week, but last Beans talk, we asked the question: who would win in a fight, a hippo or a gorilla? And I've asked this question probably over the past 10 years. Okay, and it's everywhere I go. This is a very polarizing, um, uh, family destroying.
You get a weapon. You get a weapon. You get a weapon.
Really just generational. I was gonna say oppressive, but that's a little bit maybe too heavy, right? We'll back it up a little bit. We don't want to do that here. But viva la resistance and power to the people, and I want the people to know, so I got to get the information out there. Hippo versus gorilla. If you go out and ask that question to anybody you care about, they might leave you. So you got to be careful, okay? You got to be careful. With great power comes great responsibility. But if you use it correctly, you could also make some friends, right? And so what we chose to do is ask ourselves that question. Joe actually went out to the Arnold and asked a couple of individuals and got some pretty, what did you say, interesting people, Joe?
I would say rather interesting people.
Rather interesting. Okay, all right. So what I think I'll do is I'm gonna start with my 2 cents because it's my question,
Yeah, let's hear what you think would happen.
and I'm gonna plead my case. I'm gonna plead my case. So I've always and forever will be, and I'm gonna just bring this real close because this is how serious I am. I'm Team Gorilla.
Get a big camera.
I'm looking y'all right in the eye. I'm Team Gorilla. Okay. Hashtag Donkey Kong, right? And that's all really I have to say about it, right? King Kong, okay, ain't got shit on me, right? If King Kong wasn't like the peak, why would he get a turn of phrase, right? Hippos don't, hungry hippos ain't got shit on me. Doesn't even sound fucking cool, right? So there's one thing. There's a lot of multi genre references to gorillas, right? So if depending on your spiritual belief, right? I don't necessarily believe in it, but evolution, we came from gorillas, right? This is all stuff that people could argue towards the support, right? Now he didn't expect I'm gonna get scientists on my side, right? He didn't expect that. But guess what, Joe? I'm bringing everything to the table in this war of gorilla versus hippos, okay? Now I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, "Oh, a hippo's heavy, right? Hippos, could bite really strong. Gorilla don't care. Planet of the Apes. Have you ever seen that? They've never done Planet of the Hippos, not once, and that whole series would flop devastatingly. Okay, so again, I think I kind of made my point with that. Just and let's just say like I'll end it here. But who has thumbs? And that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Joe, what's your opinion on gorilla versus hippo?
So
Which is the actual title?
It sounds like a lot of your basis is off of a lot of multimedia stuff. So you're saying you believe a lot of what the media wants you to believe, then?
No, not that. No,
gorilla being better.
No, I'm just saying the references. I didn't even say about like again. This is opinionated. This is there's not a right or wrong. Sir.
No, I'm aware.
I mean, could you hold on? I guess could you name any hippo media?
Yeah, Moto. Yeah.
I don't know what the
That's
fuck
a hippo.
that is. I don't know what the fuck that is.
From Madagascar. Yeah.
Is this Joe?
Hey.
Is this?
Hey.
Is that what you're talking about right now?
That's moto.
Why does he have nipples and a six pack?
Cause gorillas are, or not gorillas. Hippos are strong.
This is absolutely fucking insane.
I don't know why he has. That's like clearly an edited
Yeah,
photo.
it's an
I wasn't
edit.
just like
Yes,
in the movie,
yes, it's an edited photo.
but you that's a that's a famous one right there.
He's not famous. I thought when you said Moto, I thought of like Hasuni Miku. I literally thought it was a I thought it was Japanese anime girl, and I thought she was she turned into a hippo or something, and she's 1,000 years old. That's literally what I thought. You said Moto. Who even watched? What Madagascar is that from? Who watched that?
I think it's the second one. They are going back to New York, but then the like
He's
penguins crash
he's
the plane and
referencing he's referencing Madagascar 2. Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
people will know. People will know. But anyway,
Yeah, that's one, I guess. He's saying Moto. Who could forget To?
regardless, we're not talking about multimedia here. We're talking about a real hippo and a real gorilla. I
Yeah,
can make a hippo character that would destroy all of them just by power scaling. But
but by power scaling. There's no
regardless,
Super Saiyan hippos. You can't power scale. There's
could
not.
make
That
one.
doesn't exist.
I could make one, and then it would beat King Kong. And all.
Saiyans, you do have the floor, but Saiyans are gorillas. The Ruzu. What are we talking about, Joe?
Regardless, the person or animal who would win is definitely the hippo, and I have statistical reasoning behind it.
He's using stats. Okay, that's fine. I mean, again, it's opinionated, so this isn't even right or wrong. You can use whatever you need to. You can use whatever you need to.
Weigh like 3 to 4 times the amount a gorilla does.
Okay, that means they're slow.
They can move 20 miles per hour.
Top speed, Joe, not just from 0 to 100.
That's their trot. That's their trot speed.
I'll pull it up right. Well, I'll pull it up right now because you're not getting that off. I want to see a hippo running on. I'm doing it.
I'll send you the link.
No, I'm looking. No, don't worry, Joe. We're here on the Beanstalk. We're on an island, but we have internet.
Hippos are surprisingly fast runners, despite their hefty appearance.
I hate this fucking AI bullshit. 19, and he lied. He said 20. Yet, where is it? Where is it then, Joe? You think this? Because there's no proof. I don't care about these fucking like, oh, I saw a hippo run one time. I've seen a gorilla destroy cities.
Despite their hefty size and seemingly
How about that?
body structure,
Where are they running?
stubby legs, and
What
a
you want
round
me to
top.
say?
The Royal
They're just walking
Veterinary
right there.
College
That's 19 miles an hour. That fat
delved
fuck.
into this enigma to
Whoa.
unravel
Sorry,
the
my
secrets
inner
of
gorilla's
hippo
coming out.
speed. They embarked on an
You think this thing is?
That hippo did nothing to them.
I'm.
No. Yeah, the gorilla is getting beat the fuck.
The gorilla's throwing body shots, bruh.
The gorilla is not. Dude, that hippo isn't even gonna feel a punch.
Gorilla's breaking that, bro. That gorilla's breaking that hippo's spine.
No.
Look,
Gorilla isn't feeling it.
this
It
is
literally
easy.
just gonna snap.
Listen,
Look at
this
those
is-
teeth. That's gonna bite
This
the
is
gorilla
easy.
one time.
This is easy to
Gorilla's
compare.
arm is gonna be
You're
broken.
comparing. Look, you're comparing 75-inch versus 75-inch TV. Of course, they look big, but let me show you something real, Joe. Is. Nah, get him out of here, bro. Is. And look, gone. That bro, that hippo didn't even move. Did you see him run away? Boom, round up. Dude, that gorilla just did a roundhouse kick. Did you just see that? What the fuck was that? I've never.
It's like 2 feet thick.
Oh my god, he just did a roundhouse. He said, "Get the fuck off me." He's getting jumped. This.
All they need to do is win.
He got teeth too.
They can win the love.
Boom.
Male gorilla.
Dang.
Nah, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, Joe. You have. So you're team hippo. You got one more.
Hippo would easily take gorilla. I mean,
Okay, but let me put a
all of them
scenario in here. What if they're
are
trapped
not
in the
too
Kame?
like was
They're
saying
trapped in the
2
Kame
feet.
house.
They're trapped in a house.
They're trapped in the Kame house. That's what I'm saying. Boom.
Limited space, hippo easily.
No,
There's
so
nowhere
boom.
for the gorilla to run.
So guaranteed. All right, boom. We're on
Maybe
Kame
agility
Island.
wise, the gorilla.
Nah, we're on Kami Island. This is gorilla. We'll say this umbrella is gorilla. We'll say this bush right here is hippo. Boom. They clash right here. Guaranteed. Couple clean shots.
Hippo
One.
does not
Nah,
move.
is guaranteed. Boom. Couple clean shots. That hippo's trying to duck and go in this water and never coming back. But because we have trained snipers on the island, they're not really gonna. They're not going. They're gonna fight. Boom. We pivot them into the Kame house. Right. Boom. That gorilla is locking. Look, that gorilla's gonna lock that hippo into the building. Boom. Pivot to the outside. I threw him a Glock. Right here. Boom. Shoot inside the
He's not gonna
window.
know how to
Hippo's
use
dead.
it.
Nah, I trained him weeks before. That's the other thing. They learned.
And the
Hippo's
crazy
not
thing
learning.
is, you tossed him a pistol.
Who has a bigger brain?
The hippo doesn't even feel it.
Who has a bigger brain, a hippo or a gorilla?
Probably a gorilla, I would say. He has a bigger brain.
Gorilla.
But
Hey,
I don't
hey,
know.
boys. Hey,
The
boys.
defense is on the hippo's side.
This is all I gotta
His
see.
fight is gonna be, yeah, again, fictional, made up things.
all I
I'll
gotta
create
say.
a hippo character that would kick its ass. How about
And then, no, here you go. Let's see. Let's get most famous hippo. Wait, oh, yeah. Mudang?
Oh, that's a pygmy hippo.
Okay, it doesn't
It's
matter.
not gonna get very big.
It doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't count.
I didn't say what version of hit. This is the most famous hippo. Is Mudang. I
Yeah,
promise you, my gorilla's gonna.
real.
Okay, I promise you that video I just
Mudang
showed.
would eat the paper that is on.
Okay, hold on a second. Mudang versus the. Yup.
Okay,
Mudang.
Smallest baby.
Mudang. Yes,
Bro,
that's your
so
champion. That's your champion. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
yeah,
fuck.
if I'm taking
Roundhouse
a
kick him.
champion, I'm
Roundhouse
taking
kick him.
a
Oos.
full-grown
Hell no, bro.
African safari hippo.
Mudang isn't gonna cut it. Sorry, Mudang. Mood dead.
Mudang isn't
Mood
in
fucking dead.
the fight.
Why don't you move the fuck over? Move out of my dang way.
We're gonna move on to what our guests think. How about
Okay, all right, yeah, pepper him in. So Joe went up to describe what happened here.
So, yeah, in this first one, we got one of the people from my supplement brand that I'm sponsored by. His name is Von Walker, and this is his take on the hippo versus gorilla fight.
All right. So we're asking people. Well, first, we're here with Von Walker at the Arnold. We're here asking him the most important question of the weekend: who would win in a fight, a hippo or a gorilla?
Hippo or gorilla?
Yeah. This is
Are
important.
these like fully sized animals? Like fully
Grown adult.
I feel like the hippo might have
That's a surprise. Everyone said hippo so far.
hippo.
Everyone said hippo.
No, he's impacting.
He already answered.
Yeah, but you didn't get an elaboration before you impacted it.
Well, here.
Oh, you fuck.
I added in a little something for you.
What if I told you someone was training the gorilla to use a rifle?
Probably the gorilla.
Some people still say hippo because they don't know if a bullet's gonna go through it.
Depends on the rifle.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, appreciate it, man.
So there you have it. There is Von's take on it.
He said, who knows if the bull will go through, right? He said, yeah.
Yeah, I said I guess it depends on the rifle. See, because he wasn't expecting that, and he was on the spot.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Oh, Joe,
Wow.
wow, that's
Damn. He went, fuck, I didn't think about that. Well, we appreciate Von's answer and his time. Actually, our next guest is going to be 8-time Mr. Olympia. That's right. The big, mean Mr. Nasty Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie
Celebrating
Coleman.
bodybuilding. One of the biggest names in bodybuilding history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coleman. So hold on. I'll look up a picture. Hold on a second. Of Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah. Let's let the people know. And it's it's IE, not with a Y.
Tell you that?
No, I just know that because I'm a big fanboy. I mean, my goodness. If anyone knows who would win this fight, I feel like it would be this guy.
Boom.
Wouldn't you
That's
say?
Rodney. That's Rodney right there.
Huge.
Boom. That's what's his face? That's Luke Cage in real life. All right, what did Ronnie say?
So yeah, here's Ronnie's take on hippo versus gorilla.
Hey, Ronnie.
How you doing
It's
today?
nice to meet you.
Oh, you too.
I'm a big fan. Can I ask you a question real quick?
What is it?
Who would win in a fight, a gorilla or a hippo? Both full adults.
The hippo. Oh, shit. The gorilla.
A gorilla? All right.
Yeah, buddy. Gorilla's got that strength.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Gorilla got that strap. I mean, there it is.
Ronnie surprisingly has a split decision. We're tied back to 2-2.
I mean,
So,
was it really
I mean-
2-2? Was it really 2-2, or was it
I feel
always
like Ronnie's
just
vote might hold a little bit more.
who other? I was gonna say who other? Man, I mean, you meet maybe by chance another famous person at the Arnold and they get an input on it.
We did get to meet another very famous person at the Arnold.
Who'd you get to meet?
So we got to meet the one and only, the greatest fighter of all time, John Bones Jones.
Joe, you're saying to me, you got to meet John Jones and ask him who would win in a fight between a hippo and gorilla? I have to know what John Jones said. I have to know. Please tell me.
So part of that's true. I did get to meet John Jones. But me being the ultimate fanboy may have geeked out a little bit and
Didn't
forgot
ask.
to
Oh, you didn't ask.
him after that being the entire plan for the weekend. That was the one person I wanted to ask. But
it's
in the
okay,
midst
Joe.
of it,
It's
was
okay, Joe. We know what he would have voted.
yeah, he would have definitely gone hippo.
No, John Jones knows that because I know if you would ask John Jones about the gun training, he's a smart man.
No, I wouldn't have brought that up to John Jones.
He's a smart man. Of course, he's going to.
I would have been. I mean, I was already too starstruck to even ask the question. So it's pretty hectic. It's about like a mile-long line too. So
Yeah, you only have one shot, and do not miss your chance to blow. The opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Here he goes again. Here he goes again. You could have made him cry from laughter, though, and that's the thing. Wow. I mean, so in my opinion, I think that's a resounding gorilla wins that. But guys, it's not about a right or a wrong answer. I was gonna say, let us know what you think about.
So we're technically tied
the bout.
2-2. And hey, John, if you see this,
Yeah, John Jones, please let us know. And if you remember Joe, he was supposed to ask you.
Yeah,
He's supposed to ask you, John.
I apologize, John. You know how crazy it was, and I'd love the chance to meet with you in person and ask you.
John, just let us know. You don't have to ever see Joe again, okay? We're gonna ask this week's commie question, and it's gonna be a little bit of more lighthearted one. But I'm gonna ask the question: what is happiness to you? And what I mean by that is maybe if you think your definition of happiness, if you could have that in, let's say, 2.5 years, 3 years, you could have your definition of happy. What would that entail? I think having, again, proactive thought and just kind of being in that headspace is really, because time flies. You know what I'm saying? So you could be working towards what is your happiness, but what is the thing that makes you happy? And next week we'll kind of reconvene with that. That one's a little bit more very, very. It could be general or very specific, So I think that's a little unique one. Joe, are you ready for the reason we're here and the reason why everybody kind of comes to these things and really the backbone of the pod? The top 15
Absolutely.
cartoons of our childhood. The bigger question is, do you want to go first or do you want me to go?
I'd like you to go first
Wow. I didn't think he
because
had it in him.
I've
Finally.
been going first, and
I
I would
didn't think
love
he had
to
it in him.
see the host power to begin the show.
All right, Joe. Well, since
Let's see what
Joe's
the
gonna
host has to say.
put me on the spot. I was ready for that. Right? I was ready, I was prepared, and I made the hard hitting decisions. I will be personally starting off this list by saying this was a hard fought list for me. There's I had to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cartoons that I watch on top of the base set of cartoons, right? But nobody asked. Nobody asked what my top 24 cartoons were. They asked me what my top 15 were. Um, and so, in no specific order, I'm going to do the reorganizational process at the end. I'm going to take advantage of that. And I don't know if I'll be able to do a mulligan, but I've already kind of did my sorting, so I don't think I'll be using it. But maybe I will.
It's there. It's there.
But we're going to start off with something that never left. And that's going to be not John Jones.
John Jones.
He left. He left when he failed that drug test, right? We're going to start when I was just a lad.
John, don't listen to him. But this is a safe space.
Sonic X.
Boo. Fox. Wait, what? Isn't he he's a hedgehog.
Fox Box.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about Sonic. Was never a Sonic kid.
Fox Box is. It was the Fox is the platform, and it was more Saturday morning cartoons. That I'm gonna play it for you right now, motherfucker. Matter of fact.
Whoa.
Nah, nobody disrespects
Hostility.
it. Hey, nobody disrespects Fox Box. I go fast. Hey,
I do know this song.
faster, 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 faster. Sonic. Man, I'm talking. I don't even like Sonic like that. But that theme.
I was gonna say because you were talking about the Tombaku earlier, and you're like, "Oh no, that looks like Sonic. We don't want that."
Yeah, but I'm like, no, not. Listen, I feel like there's.
Does Sonic have a Power Scouter?
Oh yeah, Joe. This is Sonic X. Peak Sonic. In my opinion, there's not a better looking Sonic. Look, yeah, like you see on this, that's the look, right? He's got the.
I always liked Shadow.
He doesn't like Shadow. You fucking you Sasuke.
Dude, I don't know.
Of course you like Shadow, Sasuke. You love Itachi, don't you? It's the same fuck. It's Joe. Don't you see? It's a mentality.
I've never seen it. I just like how the character.
It's what I'm saying. It's a mentality. I know who you are. You like Ohio State. You like Itachi. You like Shadow.
Yeah.
You like. I'm surprised you don't like Knuckles.
I do like Knuckles. I like his color.
In fact, the Sonic X great theme. I think on that topic of themes, and if we're just going in there, EOGX. The best, and I'm talking the reason why I still play Yu-Gi-Oh! To this day. I want you to know that, Joe. Because when I play this theme song for you, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
What I want to say, okay? EOGX was college for period. Right? This made me want to go to. My mom didn't make me want to go to school. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX made me want to go to school. Yes. Here we go, Joe.
Bilingual.
Get your fucking game on, Joe. Hey.
That's what it do.
Listen to this theme. You gotta get your game
I would have
on.
been all over this.
Oh my, Joe. So right, they have different. So the blue. So you have red, blue, and yellow. Okay. And the red is the freshmen, right? The blue is the seniors. Yellow is like middle class, or like juniors, etc.
Juniors or sophomore, yeah.
And then the freshmen have a shitty part of campus. The seniors are like in waterfalls and shit like that. You meet up in that dome that he's behind, They have
Yeah.
all their classes and courses in there. You walk to boom. There's biddies. The first episode, they sneak into the seniors to hit on what they can duel one of these like senior upperclassmen chicks after hours. I said, I gotta get to school now. I said, I gotta get to class now. Biddies that want, I said, biddies trying to link up after hours?
You saw.
Get me there.
You saw them.
I saw
sneak in,
potentials. I saw
and then
potentials.
you said, "Oh, yo, now I gotta create my own plan to sneak past
Of
the school."
course, of course.
Said, now I'm gonna go play
I
basketball with
remember.
the kids.
I remember. Yeah, yeah, dude. I remember they canoed. That's what it was in that episode. They like canoed across the waterfall to get to the chick. I said, I don't know if I'm doing that, but I do respect the hustle.
Said, but I will attempt to open a gate.
We're going into SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ugh.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Did you just groan at SpongeBob?
No, I was trying to breathe. Leave me alone.
Oh, well, Joe, I heard it. Like that's what I had. That's SpongeBob. Like, would you not have responded the same way?
To be honest, no, not really. I'd be like, okay, your opinion. But
Who asked?
it
Okay,
is.
everybody knows why SpongeBob is in the mix, right? From SpongeBob, I guess it's not a certain order.
Yeah.
Mucha Lucha.
I mean, we don't need the song. Everyone knows. Are you ready, kids?
Oh no, I already played Sonic X and Yu-Gi-Oh GX are my favorite themes. Oh, hands down. Mucha
I remember
Lucha.
the show.
What you know about Mucha Lucha?
I used to watch the show. Good cartoon, but not on my list. Spoiler.
I know. Mucha, mucha lucha, mucha lucha, mucha lucha.
This show also made me really like Rey Mysterio.
It's a way of life. Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. Chowder.
Where's the really big guy? Yeah, there's a really big guy in that show.
Chowder. Chowder. One of the most visually, I would say, stimulating shows I've ever seen to this day, and concept-wise.
all over.
I also loved it because, yeah, it was random humor, and when I was little, wanted to be a chef, and so it was like it was cooking as well, and I loved it. Chowder, still to this day, one of my favorites.
I like the big gray dude. He'd be like rada rada rada.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, yeah. He was funny. He was my favorite.
I like
character.
Mung Dahl was my favorite. His like master is like his the blue guy with the
old
nose.
dude,
Yeah, Mung Dahl was
Yeah,
fucking
mustache.
hilarious, dude. Pervy, he's like a pervy sage. He just do random weird. She'd be like, "Hey, lady." Samurai Jack.
Makes sense.
How do I work? Samurai Jack. No, they brought it back, and he's not an anti-hero. They made it an adult cartoon, like super dark. But he's like 50 years have passed, and I have not lost in time. Adventure Time.
I thought this was going to be higher on your list.
Oh, this isn't in order.
Oh yeah.
I'm just throwing them up. What you talking about, boy?
Yeah. Loved this show. Jake the dog and Finn the human long for never ends Adventure Time.
I mean, yeah. Adventure Time is.
If I could have a dog like Jake, I would
I
be
do.
ecstatic.
I do. Char's golden retriever.
Char can not talk and stretch to any size.
Oh, well, Jake's an alien.
Well, and?
Yeah, that's not a dog. It's an alien.
Well, then I want an alien.
Pokemon.
I wouldn't call him a Pokemon.
No, that's my next cartoon. Is Pokemon.
Oh. Bulbasaur.
And specifically,
He's going for a very safe list, I see.
Poliwrath. Ray. Oh, cool. That's Poliwag.
Poliwhirl.
Or probably Royal. Yeah, I want.
Poliwrath is a dark blue
I want.
with fists. Yeah,
He's-
like at the bottom right there.
Oh, that's how he is in the cartoon. But then they made him later, and then he was originally supposed to be like with uh Pikachu as far as like popularity and stuff, but then nobody gave a fuck about. But I'll always love him.
Pikachu, goated.
Come on, it's you and me. It was a fun fact. The first word I learned how to spell that I can remember. First three syllable word I learned how to spell. This card is also, this is a real card. Like this fuck. Like $8. From there, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Because they would never make a scary cartoon like that again. Ever. Courage!
I could not stand that show.
Because Joe, you're a puss. You like cat shows. You like Tiny Tim and the cat crawlers. That's what you enjoy. Okay, this is a man's list. Okay, I know you're used to going.
No.
You're used to going first. You're gonna get exposed to a man's list right now. Okay.
Get him out of here.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh, okay. Not a bad pick.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Fantastic show. One of my favorite memories of when I was a little kid is when Mac gets the sugar episode and he's just a crackhead. I'm about to look that up actually right now.
Uh-oh.
That's one of my favorite parts is when he turned into a crackhead off of sugar. Fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. That reminds me of when I broke out of prison. Right? Or daycare.
And no, that makes me think of when you needed to have nap time and they gave you 2 fruit roll-ups.
Yeah. Real life. That's some real life shit right there. Ninja Turtles. Teenaged Ninja Turtles. Specifically, the one on Foxbox. These ones. Yes.
I mean, those are the good ones.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! That's also a fantastic theme.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's the OG one. Teenage Mutant. But I also like even the original ones because my mom used to go thrift shopping and get Ninja Turtle VHS tapes.
I remember VHS tapes.
The Ninja Turtle VHS tapes were always cheap and they were always new for me because I had never seen the old cartoons. So then it was cool because we'd go and look for Ninja Turtle VHS tapes.
Yeah, a lot of old cartoons were really cool.
Pokemon gags. Oh, we're getting into the top. We're at top 5.
Well, you said that you're not arranged by order yet.
Yeah. Oh, we are in the top 5. That's what I'm saying. I'm just running out of lists. Hey Arnold.
With all the cats running out. That's your favorite part.
No, his room.
His room was cool.
That's what my whole vibe is in my place. This. Still to this day. Having a sick ass pad to just come back to. Dead ass though. Hey Arnold is
You just used a picture of his room.
Yeah.
To show the show.
All right, let's do top 3. Oh yeah, well, Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, well, maybe I do have a mulligan.
Oh, I know you do, Joe. I didn't even know what anime was when I was little.
I didn't know if this counted as a cartoon.
I didn't know. Listen, Dragon Ball is my entire childhood, and I didn't know what anime was when I was little. That was a cartoon.
Yeah,
It
that's
still
what I
is,
would have thought too,
technically.
though.
It still is, technically. Adults just want to call it different, don't want to seem kidified, but Avatar The Last Airbender. Avatar The Last Airbender. One of, if not the still most baller shows. Avatar The Last Airbender. I would go to school and we'd talk. We'd talk and be like, man, what powers would you have? Oh, so cool.
Okay, off of that question, which one did you want?
Earthbending.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sure
But
you
I'm a
can guess,
waterbender.
based off the characters I like, what kind of power I wanted.
Farts.
Nope. Nope.
What?
Close. Starts with the same letter. I want to be a
Air?
fire.
Ew, Joe. What the fuck wants to be firebender?
Me, shout out Zuko. Uncle Iroh.
All right. All right.
All right, let's see some organization here. Let's get things in order.
Definitely get Hey Arnold the fuck out of there, bro. Mm-hmm. 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 Damn, bro. Damn, bro. This is still tough. What the fuck? Now here's my question. This is kid, right? When I was a child.
Yeah, when we were kids, it's top childhood cartoons.
Doing a mulligan. Throwing Teen Titans in over Samurai Jack. Because I like Samurai Jack how it ended, and that's why I respect the whole series, but that's not what the category is.
But you respect it as an adult.
Yes.
So,
But as a kid, I didn't like it.
yeah.
I mean, I did, but it wasn't like, oh shit. Teen Titans was the shit when I was a little kid. And I still love Beast Boy. They just never gave my man's respect, ever.
I can't wait.
When there's trouble, you know who to call. And then that's easy.
Teen Titans.
Attack. Hey. They just like back. Hey. All right, hold on. Oh, dude, I would literally watch you this anytime I could. I think that's gonna be my list.
They're locking it in. For sure.
Yeah, I have to lock that in.
If
Yeah.
you went back in time right now, like Aaron, and you showed Little Bean this list, how would he feel?
He'd be proud of me and where I'm going in life.
He'd probably say, "What's Adventure Time?"
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, Adventure Time was. I mean, not little kid, but I would argue, it was still on cartoon when I was at my grandma's house, and I have a tattoo of it right now. I'm gonna download this, and it's gonna be time for just poopless.
All right. Don't say that.
And let's not to mention he had a black best friend in Hey Arnold, and that literally reminded me of my friend when we were little, and him.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that was very forward for that time, and it still is, in my opinion. Having a friend who is not of the same race, fantastic.
I guess I just never thought about it because where I grew up, it was kind of normal.
All right, Joe. It's time for Joe's list. Are you ready, Joe?
I'm more than ready. I'm excited. This is the epitome of like what I used to do. Like you just turn on TV and then just cartoons all day.
Just did that last week.
I actually just did that last night before I went to bed. I turned off ESPN and I turned on some, not necessarily cartoons, but anime. But we're gonna get it started. With a little number 15 ball. And that's gonna be the Jetsons. I remember it so vividly.
Who the fuck likes Boomerang?
Me. I used to watch a lot of shows on Boomerang.
What the fuck is going on?
Flintstones, the Jetsons.
Those cartoons are ass. Oh my god. Oh, what did you say?
The Jetsons.
Oh my god. Who the fuck? Who is this guy?
Dude, this made me think, oh my gosh, this is what the future's supposed to be like? That's awesome.
Yeah, and
Like,
how does
everything
it?
about it was
Is
super
it
cool.
here?
No, it's not.
Yeah. So what the hell are we
The
talking
little kid
about?
me was let down.
This is
I
like
had a pet dog. I loved the
This is
pet
like
dog.
2008, by the way. This takes place in like 2008.
Okay, well, guess what? I was a
Nowhere to
kid
be
and I didn't
found.
realize
Nowhere
it
to be
was
found.
cartoon. I was a little kid. Regardless, we're gonna go into number 14 at Curious George. I was a big Curious George fan as a little kid. Man in the yellow hat. Little mischievous guy, always getting into trouble and feeling bad if he actually did something wrong.
Oh, so he likes. Now he's gonna be Team Gorilla. Get the fuck out of here.
How is that? That's not Team Gorilla.
He's
Curious George
gonna.
was just a monkey.
He's going. Man, he's gonna grow up and be King Kong.
Yeah, well, if he is, good for him. I'm proud of him. Because he learned lessons along the way with the man in the yellow hat.
Fuck that man in the yellow. He's fucking that monkey.
No, he's. Shut the fuck up. That's gonna take us into 13, which is a show called 16. It's literally the number 6 and then teen.
Is that the one with as a teenage robot? Oh fuck you,
No.
Joe. This is the mall. This is the mall show.
Yes. So I watched this as a kid all the time, and I was like, "This is what it's gonna be like as a teenager. It's gonna be
So this was
fun."
your Yu-Gi-Oh. This was your Yu-Gi-Oh GX. That's crazy.
Kinda. Yeah.
16.
And now look at me. I actually do work retail.
And you're still 16. Yeah.
No,
Next.
not really. No. After that is going to be a show called Chaotic.
Code Lyoko.
No, Chaotic. This show right here
But didn't there used to be? No. What am I thinking?
was the epitome
I remember
of
this.
awesomeness.
I don't know about that.
Man, this show.
Chaotic, bro.
So me and like my best friend bonded over that show once we found out each other because we met in like the 5th grade. But
Look at this list.
before we were in school. It's freaking awesome. Get out of here.
Look at this list, you guys. Curious George
Regardless.
16 and K.
Chaotic was awesome. Don't you dare. Number 11 is going to be the Justice League.
I mean, that's probably the best one you've said so far, yeah.
Well, that's why it's higher than the others. Like, big superhero fan as a little kid. I loved. It was between this and the Spider-Man cartoon. But as a kid, I remember watching DC Heroes a lot more. But if we were talking about movies and actual superheroes, Spider-Man would probably be top
Favorite superhero.
2. My favorite superhero is the Flash of all time. I always loved the Flash. Now number 10, which is Ben 10 Alien Force. What? Ben 10 was awesome.
Kid at 16. Ben 10
You're telling me you didn't like
and the
Ben 10?
Jensens. I was outside.
Woo!
I realized you were like you're younger than my little cousin, but you and my little cousin would have probably been maybe watching Ben 10, and I'm outside with my friends riding bikes at
The
this
Omnitrix.
time. At this time.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, dude. And the other guy who could turn his body into whatever. Oh my goodness. That takes me back. And my parents never got me the Omnitrix as a kid, but I understand why now. But dude, did I want that thing so bad. Oh,
Because they didn't want you to be a fucking weirdo?
no, not a weirdo. All my friends had it. But it's expensive for a plastic watch that lit up and made noise. But number 9 is gonna be Total Drama Island.
There it is.
Yeah, that was a good show. I watched this show. I don't even know how much time I spent on it. I like the original Total Drama Island too. Don't get it twisted. None of this. Like, yeah, like that. Actually, I don't even know. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's the original.
You can't tell by the cast?
No, I can. Yeah, that's why I was looking. I was like,
You want this one?
no, that's no. What? My favorite character was Duncan,
So
which
you could have
very
made.
much so fits the whole Sasuke, Itachi, Shadow, like idea.
Yeah, it's not an idea. That's a fact. That's a way of thinking.
I just thought they were cool.
And I already know you like Minato. I know that.
I love Minato.
I know that. I know that you. What else? You probably like. Who did you like in Dragon Ball? Who's your favorite character?
You
Is
know who my
Gohan?
favorite yeah.
Yeah, like Gohan 2. It's Gohan 2. Of course you like Gohan. Like anybody in it's like because the real it's
teenagers.
It's Vegeta or Goku. If you say Gohan to me, I go, oh.
I don't care.
And then
I do not.
And then you if you didn't say that, you would have said Android 17. I go,
no, I wouldn't have said Android 17. It would have probably been, if you asked me, it probably would have then been Goku. But regardless, we're gonna move on from Total Drama Island.
This guy is your favorite guy?
Yeah, I thought he was really cool.
Oh my god.
As a kid.
Next. Oh my god.
As a little kid.
Next.
That or Owen. Owen was the really big, like, fat guy. He was really funny. Number 8 is Rugrats. I watched Rugrats a lot too. We were talking about VHS tapes. I had like every VHS tape of the Rugrats. Oh man, Tommy Pickles.
I cut Rugrats out. I had Rugrats on here. I cut it out.
I couldn't. There's a specific one that I watch like every year, but I don't even remember the exact name of the movie. I know they go to like Vegas or something. Regardless,
Rugrats go to Vegas? Is that what he just said to me? Tommy Pickles gets a lap dance?
No, I just remember there being like.
And his best friend Chucky have to save him from getting roofied and find him somewhere else in Vegas. Like, what do we? That's Hangover and Rugrats put together. Is what you're thinking.
7 is gonna be where we start to run into some similarities. I got Adventure Time at 7, which that was like a childhood staple for me. Great show. Nothing to complain about. All the characters were great, except for Lemongrass. Can't stand him.
You like Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I like Rick and Morty, but I wouldn't.
Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So.
Number 6 is gonna be Johnny Test.
You also touch kids.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Number 6 is Johnny Test. We're just gonna move on.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, John.
Yeah, that first picture works. Yeah, that's my Johnny Test, not this new age animation. That looks
This
like my
this looks
childhood.
disturbing. Look, his eyes aren't even like level.
That looks like my childhood.
Look at this dog.
Yeah,
Disturbing.
he could talk and walk.
What's
He
his
could do
name?
everything.
What's
It's
his
on the tip
name?
of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. It was.
Don't cheat.
I don't fucking know. I don't know off the top of my head. We're just gonna move on. To Kim Possible. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five.
You could okay. Of all on the list.
Yes, this is my list. This is what I
That's
watch.
what I'm saying. Of
my
all
list.
on the list, I would say Kim Possible's decent.
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 And what about Adventure Time? Adventure Time's in your top.
Adventure's a no-brainer. I'm saying as far as like spice it up, like it makes
Justice
sense.
League?
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah. You're gonna look on. We're gonna compare our lists. Hold on. What the hell did I just? What is it? We're gonna compare our list, Joe. You're gonna see. You're gonna see. It's not me. Did you have sisters?
Sisters.
You have 16 Rugrats and Kim Possible on your top cartoons of all time.
Yeah. And what's the point? What's the point trying to be made here?
There's not a lot of violence going on here. Not
I
a lot
mean,
of
there's
not a lot of action. It's just a lot of talking. It seems.
Chaotic, Justice League, Ben 10. Those all had fighting in them.
Jetsons, Curious George,
I
Johnny.
had shows that made me happy, made me oh yeah, fun. But four, we're gonna get into something that had a not necessarily action and fighting, but some mystery to it. And what's new, Scooby Doo?
These.
Yeah, that's another boomerang show there for you.
Now it wasn't at the time.
It was when I watched it.
The
I don't even
the
think boomerang's a thing anymore.
oh sorry.
Look at that. Look at that. There's a hippo on that DVD.
This is where where
Well, it's right. Yeah, right there. Nope. To the right. Down. To the right. Yep. Hippo. And look who's running away.
they're running away from the two alligators.
No, they're not.
I promise you, nobody gives a fuck about
They're
this guy.
running away from the hippo.
His breath reeks. That's the only thing. This right here, they're all like, damn, that shit. What is that funk? And then these things coming in, they're like, man, hey, Scoop, we gotta get out of here because those gators are gonna eat us up. And there's a stinky beast behind the gators.
No.
A stinky buck-toothed beast.
That hippo would destroy the alligators too.
Why didn't he?
Because they're in a pack. They're
Yeah,
working together.
yeah, a pact. He can't shake on anything. He doesn't have fucking thumbs.
They don't have to shake. It's a mutual agreement. Number 3. Probably not going to like this, but I don't care because I loved it. It's Danny Phantom. Yeah, that's right. That is right. Oh my goodness. What a show. I wanted to be just like him as a little kid.
Yeah, white ghost.
I just wanted to have the superpowers and
It doesn't have superpowers. He is ghost power. That is not having superpowers. I don't give a. I don't even
That is
consider
a
that
superpower.
superpowers. I don't consider that superpowers.
well, you don't have to.
Possession. I rebuke that. I rebuke
He's
that.
not possessing.
Yeah, he did.
He has.
Yeah, I rebuke that. I rebuke that. I rebuke that.
All right.
I rebuke
Well,
that.
number 2 is gonna be Dragon Ball Z.
Stole mine.
Yeah, I did because we did have another in common, and then that made me change up my whole list. It was I had Foster's on here as well, but when you said Dragon Ball Z, I was like, wow. I was like, I didn't think of that. Number 1, and this is what made me so excited. It's the OG Teen Titans as well. This was my favorite cartoon.
Did you steal that from me too?
I didn't. I had that as number one the entire time. Which is why I was so excited. I used to use a little Swiffer and pretend that I was Robin whenever the theme song would come on. With his like baton. Oh my dude.
It's a staff.
Dude, I don't care. I was a little
You should
kid.
you should, because it sounds so less cool when you say a baton. You're spinning a baton, or I'm swinging a staff.
He kicked everyone's ass without any power.
Yeah,
so
see, I'm not twirling a baton around the kitchen,
That's
Joe.
cool. That's cool. It wasn't a baton. It was a Swiffer that I had. It was a Swiffer Duster, if you want to be exact. But I used it as if I was Robin.
This is your order too?
Yeah, that's my order. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that because it's exactly the way I would have seen it. Yeah. What do you have to say, huh? What do you think? Obviously, you're not a fan. You haven't been a fan of any of my list, but I feel like this is a respectable list.
I haven't been a fan of any of your lists. Why do you say that, Joe?
Because you haven't.
Why do you say that, Joe?
Which list of mine can you comfortably say that you enjoyed?
I'm trying to remember. Did your female characters is okay? Kind of blah, but you know. Let's look at this, Jeff. Let's look at this. He doesn't even have. I can't even believe my eyes right now. Okay, this actually is gonna make. This is gonna.
You're talking about SpongeBob? I had to cut off because I was in there too with you.
Let's start. Name one of the things you cut out. Name one of the yours that you cut out.
I already said.
Name three.
I cut out
Name
Foster's
three.
Home for Imaginary Friends. I cut out SpongeBob. I cut out Pokemon. That's 3. I mean, there was
16 for Pokemon.
More. Yeah. What did I watch more as a kid? I wasn't big into Pokemon, but I loved the song and I knew the cards and characters. But I did. I didn't
play the games.
Watch the show. No, I didn't. I didn't really get to play video games that much as a little kid. I told you this.
You didn't collect cards.
Sports cards.
It's starting to add up. I can't believe my eyes. No SpongeBob on.
To be frank, SpongeBob was not one of
my. I cut out blasphemous. Absolutely blasphemous. I cut out Jimmy Neutron. I cut out.
I was up there.
Ed, Edd n Eddy.
I wasn't a big fan.
Kids Next Door.
I cut that out.
Real Monsters. I cut out Rugrats because that's a logical choice. Who the fuck is putting Rugrats above SpongeBob?
Me. Easily.
You can't even name. You're naming a movie. You can't even name one episode of the show. He didn't even put Thornberries up in this bitch.
I didn't like it. If anything, I would put
Ginger.
I can't even remember. Ginger, what?
Someone once told me the grass is much. That's told by Ginger. Someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side. Hated that fucking show. Man, that theme's good. Boys. Yo, look at the list. This is the precipice of what everybody, you led everybody to the end of the journey. What you led us to. How do you plead? No Avatar. Danny Phantom, where Avatar should be.
I didn't watch Avatar as a little kid. I didn't watch it as a little kid, so I didn't put it in my childhood cartoons.
No Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Wasn't a big fan of it.
Literally
I
peak
watched it, but it's
funny.
not top 15.
Peak funniness. Irwin, shout out my man Irwin, bro. Shout out
Yeah,
Irwin. I want Irwin
honestly,
on file.
Adventures of Billy and Mandy probably like somewhere in the top 40. I don't know
If I had a
exactly
white
where,
glove, I would
but
slap you right now.
not one of my like favorites. I also had the replacements on there that I had to cut out.
I'm not gonna take anybody's advice if somebody has 16 in their fucking top list. You don't have any ground to stand on here, sir.
I do.
I
I have an
cannot
entire hill.
believe.
I look like Finn.
And now you're gonna suffer for it. This is now you have 16.
I'd like to just take a moment to speak with the audience real quick.
Go ahead. You have a sidebar. No, go ahead. You can have a sidebar. Go ahead.
Yeah. So guys, I would like to apologize for one of our earlier podcasts. I've now seen the wrongness in one of my lists, which is the movie list, and having the menu.
You almost just made me.
If I could retract that,
You can't.
I would.
Guys, I hear you talking about the menu. You can't retract that. Can't retract that.
I would like to cancel my order from the menu.
The menu, it's already shipped.
Anything I said during that time, I was.
Did you rewatch it?
Space.
Did you rewatch it?
No, but I realize every time I've seen it, I'm like, I don't really want to rewatch this. So why is it in my top movies? It was a good movie the one time I watched it.
That's how, Joe, and I promise
Then I
you,
was like,
I'm gonna
it was
make you feel that way
recency
about
bias, I will say
16.
that.
I'm gonna make you feel that way about 16.
No one will make me feel that way because I've rewatched that show since I was a little kid. You might make me feel that way about the Jetsons
I'm not, dude.
I really like.
I called you a liar as soon as you said the
One of my
Jetsons.
first.
What's the dog? What's the dog's name?
Superman's dog.
What's the dog's name?
Dude, I don't remember. I don't remember any of the characters' names. They were the Jetsons. That's what I remember.
He said, "Oh, well, the family's name is the Jetsons." That is not a good excuse.
George Jetson. That was the dad.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the time that we had today. Joe brought a lot of interesting points, conversations. Mr. Coleman, Mr. Ronnie Coleman. Hashtag Team Gorilla. Let me know what makes you happy. What do you think happiness is? What's your definition of happiness?
It's gonna be a deep one for next week.
Joe, what do you have for the people? Got anything to say?
Yeah, just like I said, an apology for the menu. I would take it back.
Joe, you can't take the menu back. You're gonna have to eat that menu. You're gonna have to eat the entire menu.
Yeah,
and Voldemort's gonna haunt you in your sleep. Okay.
Yeah, no, he has been.
I hope you have a
Good
lightning
to get
scar.
this off my chest, and
That's it. And then let us know what you think of the list. I mean, I already know my list. And frankly, you guys don't even have to agree. But we all know that we're looking at the lists on the left. They're like, oh, SpongeBob, yeah. Titans, yeah.
Like, safe options. Easy.
Dragon Ball
easy
Z,
pickings, whatever.
Avatar, Danny Fan,
No.
Curious Short, 16. The Jet. We'll see, guys. We'll if you get hate for 16. When it happens, guys. Be back next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.